of my beautiful nation and what it means to me. Not a thing out of place, that's what's special about it. And do you hear? It's the songs the birds are singing. Do you hear? It's a sound that's everlasting, and there's no end in sight, just the beginning of our lives. Sweet Grenada, this is home, yes. And do you hear? It's the songs the birds are singing. Do you hear? It's a sound that's everlasting, and there's no end in sight, just the beginning of our lives. Sweet Grenada, this is home, home, home. Sweet Grenada, yeah, this is home.
Oh yeah, Grenada, Trinidad and Tobago, Carriacou, PD, Martinique, and the rest of the world. I'd like to welcome you to another Mikey Live program, people. This is where it all happens. We are talking about the good. We will be talking about the bad and the Mikey. Folks, this is what we call news discussed, not told. Real news in all the little news with a twist. All yeah, we are a real thing to tell all yeah. Now I hope all you feeling good ending, all you eat and all you get a little thing, all you sort out and everything nice, and then you're ready for some news. So all your housekeeping matters, I want to encourage you to share the program. Particularly those of you who are viewing via Facebook, there's a share button, all you share the business. Right, I want to share the business, we're good to go. So share the business. I realize, yeah man, now I've seen people sharing now, yeah, continue to share. All right, share the business. Now, let's talk about what's making the headlines tonight. Man dies following midnight crash. Accident leaves an elderly man hospitalized, and that's another accident we're talking about. Job vacancies in the cruise ship industry. Athletes are now arriving for the Grenada Invitational. We took a trip down to the airport today, and of course there are some other athletes coming in as we speak. The MV Gem Star to cease operation until further notice following, well, fire on the vessel. It's almost like, I don't know if they could, I don't know what they could do with the vessel. It's almost like gone. Measles outbreak in Brooklyn, we'll tell you about that, and St. Lucia confirms its first H1N1 related death. When your neighbor house on fire, wet yours. We'll be telling you about that and more when we return on tonight's Mikey Live. Folks, we want to let you know that the headlines is brought to you through the kind compliments of Duty Free Caribbean and Colombian Emeralds International and WPG10. When we come back, it will be real news in all your lily lolo. So brace all yourself and tell everybody now the thing start.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom
for me and you.
I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. What a wonderful world.
And so it begins, a journey like no other. Jungles so lush, they make emeralds jealous. Water that sparkles like diamonds. Mountains with more facets than precious gems. This is where good times are had, where love is strengthened, where memories are formed. And when it all comes to an end, bring home something that will never fade. Colombian Emeralds International. Bring home more than a memory.
To keep it fresh, chill it. To get it hot, cook it. To keep it clean, wash it. Do all that and more with top brand appliances from Quartz. Try that recipe on a new stove. Keep those fruit bowls chilled in the latest design fridge. Get laundry done with a brand new washer and dryer combo. Purchase any Whirlpool product and get a chance to win $8,000. Shop with Quartz Ready Finance and pay nothing until June. Only at Quartz, bringing value home.
Saturday, the Karani James Athletic Stadium becomes the center of the track and field universe with local stars, superstars, and rising stars as they compete in the 3rd Grenada Invitational. Tickets are only $30, secondary stand, $40 bleachers, $60 main stand, $100, $125, and $150 finish line, and $350 VIP. Tickets at gotofed.com, Maxis, Venus, Grenadian Optical, Duty Free Caribbean, Gatlin, Powell, DeGrasse, Fraser Price, Chaplin, and more in exciting international track and field action.
This is what we've waited for.
World-class athletes.
The fastest men in the world.
World-class performances.
Watch the clock, it's goal! Run me!
Maroon and String Band Music Festival, April 26th to the 28th. Indulge in this unique festival, which features regional and local string bands, big drum, and cultural groups. The ultimate celebration of music, rhythm, food, and dance. Carrico's heritage and traditional festival comes alive. Friday, April 26th, wetting up the ground, smoke food, and flambeau with drama by Heritage Theater at Bel Air Heritage Park. Saturday, it's Strings in the City, Tang Tang, Hillsborough. And as night falls, we move to Bel Air Heritage Park. Witness performances by Cultural Conquerors from Union Island, Malik Folk Group from Trinidad, Spiceland and Conception Dance Groups from Grenada, along with local performing groups. Dance to the band Solid from Grenada. The International Artist Show featuring the Fireman, Caperton. Caperton and the Prophecy Band live. Admission, advance tickets $60, and we close it off on Sunday with fete and performances at Paradise Beach. Sunday, $20 in advance. Carrico Maroon and String Band Festival, April 26th to the 28th. Under the theme, deeply rooted in our tradition, remaining true to our culture.
All right, folks, so welcome back. This is Mikey Live. you know, just for being good viewers and things like that, and people, you know, ting. I want to offer, let me just look at her name. Let's see. Esther Phillip. $100 credit for you. Compliments Digital, right? That's yours. You know what I mean? You're always on the program and things like that. Esther, you get $100 credit. Alright, just so. Nika, Riri Charles, you'll get 50. You understand? Yeah, good. There we go. Just send me a message at the end of the program that we organize. You know what I mean? And if I'm feeling good, I might send might give all some more credit. Only let me get into the business of the thing now. Now, the first thing that we have to tell all the boy, the Eastern Division of the Royal Grenada Police Force invites the general public, and in particular, residents of Mount Horn, St. Andrew, and surrounding areas to a town hall meeting on juvenile delinquency. It's going to be happening at the Mount Horn Community Center tomorrow, April 11, 2019, commencing at 5 p.m. All right? Again, all the media people on the program too, or they could probably go and check it out, you know what I mean? Do coverage so that people could see what's going on. But juvenile delinquents, that's a very interesting topic. And so you all may, you know, want to, highlight that so that people see what's going on. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. So the next thing I want to tell you about is a job opportunity for you. Now, the Ministry of Labor wishes to inform interested persons that representatives from the Trinity Recruitment Services Inc., headquartered in Barbados, agents for Carnival Cruise Line, Apollo Ship Chandlers Inc., and Fleet Pro will be in Grenada April 16th. They'll be here on a recruitment drive for persons desirous of working in the cruise ship industry. Now, the Trinity recruitment team will operate from 215 VIP National Cricket Stadium. Now, the recruitment process will be held from 9 a.m. until 4:30 p.m. Applicants will be interviewed for placements in the following positions: cabin crew, bartenders, executive chef, commie chefs, and hotel cleaner for cruise ship employment. Interested persons, you are kindly asked to work with the following documents: an updated resume, 4 passport photos, police certificate of character, copies of the training and educational certificates, and processing fee of $150 US. For persons who are applying for the executive chef position, you should have at least 3 years experience in the same position. Now, for more information, you can contact Carol Waldron on trinityrecruitment.info@gmail.com. That's trinityrecruitment.info@gmail.com. We are moving on. They say that Grenada has a new Solicitor General. Dia, proud of you, Dia. The government of Grenada has announced the appointment of Miss Dia C. Forrester as the country's new Solicitor General. Ms. Forrester has 11 years of experience as an attorney at law, having worked in Grenada, St. Kitts and Nevis, and Anguilla. Now, her areas of practice includes banking and finance law, commercial and civil litigation, taxation, insolvency, and intellectual property law. You understand? We want to give her, say congratulations to her. It's a very young woman, so congrats to you. We have the information posted on our website for persons who want to check it out and a little more. You understand? We might even have it in the NR. So, we're moving on. Folks, coming on the weekend will be the Grenada Invitational, people. Yeah, son. Y'all, hear this. Justin Gatlin and this kind of guys and them arrived in Grenada today. Yeah, son. And they are so excited about being back in Grenada. We were able to catch him right hot from the plane and this afternoon. And we spoke to Justin Gatlin, who says that he's really excited to be back in Grenada to perform for Grenadians. Welcome to Grenada. Welcome back to Grenada, Justin.
How you doing? What's going on? What's going on, Grenada?
All right, good. I mean, you're obviously one of the favorites for those events this weekend. How excited are you, and what can we expect from you?
I'm very excited. You know, this will be my third time here in Grenada. I've always had a good time when I've come here. The crowd's been great, so hopefully have a good start for this season right here in Grenada again.
So we are really excited to have you again, and we're looking forward to seeing you on Saturday.
Yes, thank you very much. I'm looking forward to put on a great show for the fans.
All right, well, we're looking forward to seeing you putting on a real show for the fans. Of course, folks, Grenada's own Braylon Taplin. He's here too, people. You understand? And he too says that he's not proud of his year last year, but only this year. What? And right now he's at the peak of his season. He's performing. And you see, for Grenada, he's looking forward to doing big things. Welcome, bro. Welcome back to Grenada.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. I'm glad to be home.
Well, it's been a good year for you, a good season for you so far. What has contributed to this?
Last year was very disappointing for me, so I don't want to repeat last year. And to not repeat, you must change things up. So I'm looking to run fast early, and you know, keep going, and hopefully get a medal at Worlds.
So you're back home, and of course I know that the last time you were here, you were really excited to be in Grenada, to be on home soil. How excited are you again to be back in Grenada to at least perform for the Grenadians at the Grenada Invitational?
No, it's a pleasure to always come home and perform for the crowd. It's also I'm just happy that Grenada gets to show we get to show how beautiful Grenada is by bringing in talents like Justin Gatlin, and having this meet on ESPN is always. I'm just thankful that we get to show the world how nice Grenada is. So yeah.
And seeing that you're having such a good year, are you expecting to probably do the best time for the year here in Grenada?
Yeah, no, I'm looking for a world lead. The race is going to be a fast race. I hear they've got some really good athletes, so the world lead will come from Grenada this weekend.
Yo, the world lead will come from Grenada this weekend. The words of Braylon Tap. I should put a quote on Facebook, boy. Anyway, folks, there are more athletes. I think about 22 athletes and officials arrived in Grenada today. And there are some more to arrive tomorrow, God's willing. Earlier, the Royal Grenada Police Force Board, they want to remind you, the general public, that the recruitment examination will be held this Saturday, April 13, commencing at 9 a.m. at the following venues: St. Andrew in Telescope, St. Andrew Anglican Secondary School. Now for St. George's, they've got the Grenada Boys Secondary School in Tantine. For St. John's and Rose Modern Secondary School, and in Carriacou Hillsborough Secondary. Now, age requirement, it must be between the ages of 19 and 35, and for women you must be at the height of at least 5 feet 4 inches, and males 5 feet 7 inches. Now they are also saying that persons who were unsuccessful in the previous examination, you can also resit the exam as well. Persons who did the last set and you were successful, you do not need to come back to do this exam, all right? Persons are encouraged to be there at least half of an hour before the start of the exam, and you're also kindly asked to walk with a snack or light refreshment, and as well pens and pencils. Good. We are moving on. I'll go and write the test now, man. They say that they are seeing a lot of women writing the exams and passing the exams. The last batch of persons who were the recruits and so on, a lot of, what if you see women? Jano, real women and people. Yeah, son. Anyway, we're moving on. Earlier, we were telling you about the motor vessel, the Star, and it was on fire. We have an update for you on that. Now, this fire started on Monday, you know, and you would tell me that the vessel had to be destroyed by fire? I don't understand how. They had these guys walking on the vessel and walking around while there was fire on it. And one would have thought that, you know what? Look at it, you know, that was on Monday. So you would think that it's nothing serious, right? This was on Monday, you know, people. No big sort of emergency, you know. They had the Coast Guard and the fire services and so on there. No. he don't want to see it seriously, you know, destroyed. And so now the owners are saying that they have to cease operation. Look at that. This was last night. This was last night. Gone, gone, gone. According to the owners of the vessel, they say that they are thankful to the Almighty Father for getting them through the most difficult days and nights of their lives. They say that they are comforted in God's presence and understand that He's fully in control of this situation. But unfortunately, the MV Gem Star will cease operations to the Southern Grenadines until further notice. You understand? Now, folks, I'm telling you this because this vessel also serviced Carriacou and the Petite Martinique from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. You understand? So, I mean, that will be a great inconvenience to them right now. You know? No Star. Oh boy. Yeah, this video compliments Jerry. Yeah. Olia. We're moving on. Grenada has so much talent. If anybody agree with me, say yes. Grenada has so much talent. If you agree, say yes. And so I saw this video, came up on this video this morning, and thought, okay, it's another brilliant video from some American. Until I read further, only to realize that it is a Grenadian, not just a Grenadian, a young woman from Guave. Now, folks, I want you all to understand that the video that you're about to watch isn't easy to put down. To synchronize all the pieces of this video takes a lot of work. That's a talent of its own. Folks, this is Jewel from Guave, St. John.
Play some music, just a reggae music. Play some music, just a reggae music. Roots rock reggae, just a reggae music. Roots rock reggae, just a reggae music. Oh, I know Jah never let us down. I know Jah never let us down. It's gonna be alright. Let's get together and feel alright.
Some claps, people, some claps, people, some claps, people. Eh? I ain't making it up. Her thing says she's from Guave, St. John. I ain't making it up. Her name is Jewel Charles from Guave, St. John. She says that she's a young entrepreneur and a teacher. Big up to the teacher. Jado. All over the program. Love the. What? Nah, boy. Jewel, you win. Take win, you hear? What? She said that motivation in life is to encourage young as well as old people to strive and never settle into a state of self-pity. You understand? She's got chat too. You know what I mean? Yeah, boy. Yes, all give her a clap again, man. Give her a clap. Yes, put the thing on the program. Oh, yeah. We're moving on. How are we looking for time? Now, the next thing that we have to tell you, boy, is not so pretty as what we just told you. You know? A man died. Eddie. You know, in a crash that happened last night, boy. No, he was taken to hospital, where he later died. You know, the vehicle in which he was a passenger ran into a wall very close to the entrance of the Port Louis Marina. He was one of 3 persons in that vehicle. Shortly after the incident, the occupants of the vehicle were carried to the General Hospital. Eddie Snag from Frequenté St. George, he succumbed to his injuries at around 9:40 this morning. Now, according to reports, the driver, probably he fared better than all the other occupants of the vehicle. You know. The passenger who was at the time in the rear seat remains warded at the General Hospital. So the passenger in the back seat injured. The other passenger has died, but the driver probably was the luckiest of all the occupants of this vehicle. Very tragic ending to that, you know. I saw a lot of people posting a lot of things on social media about Eddie, you know. Yeah, boy. So I know that's a tough one. I think he was married to a beautiful young lady. You understand? Yeah, boy. Anyway. In another incident, this one happened this morning in the Bellevue area. A Toyota bus, HAO 103, I think it was. You understand? Hits an 80-year-old. He suffered multiple injuries, including a head injury, and was rushed to hospital, where the elderly citizen remains warded. We just have to hope and pray that he pulls through. According to one eyewitness who was on the scene, he appeared to have been unconscious when he was removed from the scene and taken to hospital. Yeah? So we have to wish the best as well. 80 years old. You know what I mean? Anyway, boy, tough. Let me tone down the news a bit. You know what I mean? Yeah. They just tone it down a bit. The game was intense. Grenada in line to win the Windwards Cricket Championship. I want to tell you about. Thanks, Selwyn, for that one. The game was intense, and one could safely say it went in favor of St. Vincent and Grenadines, which got past Grenada's first innings total, despite things turning out to be a draw. Grenada batted first and spent the entire day yesterday at the crease, all out for 334 runs. With good conditions and contributions from Dennis Smith, 78, Ryan John, 67, Lyndon Lawrence, 48, and Keon George, 46, Kenneth Demba was the pick of the Vincy bowlers, taking 5 for 105, you know. At the start of the second and final day, this morning, in fact, it appeared that Grenada had the edge, but St. Vincent and the Grenadines was stubborn to the task. They surpassed the Grenada total at around 15 minutes to 5 this afternoon on 336 for 8 in the 72nd over, thereby gaining first innings points. All right, at lunch, they were about 68 for 1. Well, the last report filed sometime this afternoon, St. Vincent and the Grenadines was all out for 364. All right, we'll be getting the final scores and stuff for you. Probably we'll post it on our website or at least on our Facebook page. All right, once you get the update, we have somebody there working on it for us. Audio, measles outbreak, and guess where Not in any Caribbean island, no. In the United States of America. Brooklyn. And the public health emergency people say they are dealing with this as a serious matter. Health emergency. They are experiencing one of the largest measles outbreaks in the United States in decades, with 285 confirmed cases since the fall. They say it's happening mainly in ultra-Orthodox Jewish communities in Brooklyn. All the watch all yourself will be people in the corner there, so you know. So the city declared a public health emergency. You understand? People living, working, or going to school in those areas that are affected, who also have come into contact with someone who has measles, now have 3 options. Get vaccinated, prove that they already were vaccinated, or pay a fine of $1,000 for each time they were exposed to the disease. That's how serious. That's how serious authorities are taking this, you know. Yeah, you wondering how they go know? They have their way of knowing. You understand? They say they're taking it serious. Although speaking of serious, here what's going on. The government in Trinidad and Tobago, in their fight against criminals who use gun, you know, to terrorize people. In other words, gun-related crimes. The authorities there say they have a plan. Now, the National Security Minister says that there are an estimated 9,000 illegal firearms in Trinidad and Tobago. In spite of thousands of firearms and tens of thousands of ammunition being removed by the police service on an annual basis, there still remains a high number of guns out there. How will they tackle this? All listen to this. And I like the idea. I love it. They intend on going into Parliament, right? So that when someone is held with an illegal firearm, there will be no bail. So once you're held with a firearm, automatically, no bail for you for a period of 120 days. 120 days. And they say they think that this is going to seriously reduce the amount of gun violence there is in Trinidad and Tobago. Well, let me tell you something. Oh, you're well right. Which brings me to the next point. Can we adopt the same principle when it comes to sex-related crimes? Every man is entitled to bail. That's what the law says. A presumption of innocence until otherwise proven guilty. Fair enough. But all we are saying is there is a presumption of innocence. However, we will talk about that 120 days from now. I don't see nothing wrong with that. If we agree, say yes. If you disagree, say no. This is news discussed, not told. You know what I mean? But I find that's a fair compromise, given the problem that we have. You hear, we don't talk about sex-related crime in a while. It's not that you don't happening. You know? Anyway, let's leave that talk. So the government is saying that this may just be the approach that they have to take in curbing the crime situation there. All right? We are moving on. People, how are we looking for time? There's a serious situation right now happening in, let me see who say yes and who say no. Yes. Somebody say, oh yeah man, that's what we're talking about. I tell you, what you see, when they put me on the ballot, don't vote for me, because watching I'm turning up the place, you know. I'm changing land like when I'm changing clothes, you know. Make sure they don't vote for me, because if I don't like change, don't vote for me. As soon as I reach there, all let me leave that talk. I don't want to let out me think too much because they go teeth it. All right, let me go. Somebody send me a private message and say yes, What? Anyway, let's go. Health officials have confirmed that one person has died as a result of the H1N1 virus. We are talking about St. Lucia. Recording their first case of H1N1. Remember, this is highly contagious, And so, when we had the threat of the H1N1 here in Grenada and the Caribbean, they locked down the airports, kinda. Everybody had to be screened. You had to be wearing, you were subject to swabs. You had to be wearing masks and all that sort of stuff. With this, I think we have to start being a little more vigilant than we were. Here's this report.
The mysterious deaths of a few men over the past month prompted the Ministry of Health to launch an investigation. The Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Moline Frederick James, says the cause has been identified as the H1N1 virus.
The Ministry of Health has received confirmation from the Caribbean Public Health Agency in Trinidad as to the virus or the causative agent of the deaths, the recent deaths that we have been investigating on island. So far, we have confirmed H1N1 influenza, also called swine flu influenza, in at least one of the recent deaths being investigated amongst males. We have also confirmed H1N1 influenza in some other cases, other persons who had flu-like illness, but who had only very mild illness and who recovered completely after treatment. The confirmation of H1N1 influenza in St. Lucia is not unusual. H1N1 influenza is the very same virus which caused the pandemic influenza in 2009. And since 2009, every year, we have been having a few cases of H1N1 influenza because it has become like a seasonal influenza. It appears every year.
St. Lucia has recorded an increase in the number of influenza cases and a notably longer flu season.
We were noticing an unusual pattern in terms of flu situation in St. Lucia. Normally, our flu season is towards the end of the year, in the latter parts around November, December, thereabout. But this year, we had a very high number of flu cases in the earlier part of the year, which is unusual for this time of year.
The H1N1 virus has quite a reputation, but according to the Chief Medical Officer, some persons have contracted the virus and made full recoveries. She urges persons to adopt the well-established precautions.
We know that there are certain groups of persons that we classify as high risk for the development of more severe disease, because persons who have underlying medical illness such as uncontrolled diabetes, heart disease, liver or lung or kidney disease, this cancer also, these persons are at high risk for developing severe complications because the body is already weakened due to the underlying medical disease.
Vulnerable groups such as the very young, the elderly, persons suffering with heart conditions, and persons who have diabetes are asked to be cautious and to visit the doctor on suspicion of contracting the flu virus. Russell Lord for the HDS News Force.
Thank you very much, Russell. All right, folks, and the next thing that we have to tell you about, I don't know if they'll laugh or cry, 7 police officers appeared at the Port of Spain First Magistrates Court before Magistrate Marista Gomez on Tuesday, charged with various counts of conspiracy to defraud and other offenses. These officers, for example, Acting Corporal Marvin Bascom, 42, with 20 years of service, and a former chief clerk, traffic office, was charged with 4 counts of conspiracy to defraud Toyota. All right? Now, people, listen to this. What they might have done was charge the company extra. So it's like a payment scheme. So you work for a certain amount and you misrepresent the amount of time that you worked. It multiplied. They deliberately skewed the working times and so got paid accordingly. Police officers, you know, people, I'm not making it up. 6 of them. I never hear that yet. Now, over various days during the period June 7, 2018 to 27 September 2018, several members of staff of the Chief Clerk's office, they engaged in an activity where instead of billing Toyota an hourly rate to perform extra duties to escort new motor vehicles from the port of Port of Spain to the Toyota office, the officers multiplied the actual number of hours performed by the number of trips made during the period. What in jail? Now this resulted in totals of sometimes 36 and 24 hours per day. Now they're saying that the scope of the conspiracy widened to avoid attracting suspicion by further distributing and documenting the additional hours on extra duty pay sheets to reflect other days when Toyota did not have any extra duty escorts. Watch now. What a week. You all following me here with this? This thing is so elaborate, it's almost funny. I'll probably post the entire story on the website for all to see. But they thought they would not have been caught. But then it's easy to catch it because if you know you didn't send any vehicles in to be escorted on a particular day, and then you've seen that day people work 24 and 36 hours, hello, what are you escorting? The wind? You understand? So they were eventually caught. They were eventually caught. Trouble with a capital T. Never hear that yet. Oh yeah. Don't try to stretch all your hand longer than all your foot. Don't thief nobody thing. You understand? Because if one thing you don't want against your record, against your name, if one thing you don't want to be called is a thief. Because when you hear people call you thief, you're done. Nobody want to hire you. Nobody want to touch you. You understand? You gotta say that man is a thief, boy. You could be as skilled as you want. You know what I mean? You could be like MacGyver. Yeah, they ain't touching you. Don't touch people thing. Get your own. In fact, speaking about getting your own, get your own set of wheels with a vehicle loan from the GUT Credit Union. Remember, brand new or used, they'll support. No processing fees. Rates so low, you'll think it's a dream. GUT Credit Union, it's where you belong. Remember, you can get a chance to win 100% rebate on your vehicle insurance. So, sign up for your brand new ride with the GUT Cooperative Credit Union. It's where you belong. We are taking a break and we'll be back very shortly.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom
for me and you.
I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. What a wonderful world.
Bruv, hello? I can't see you.
What's good?
But I can't even hear you.
Yo.
Hello? Hello? Ah.
Okay, I see. I'm good. I'm coming in.
Ah. There you are.
Live the experience right now. Enjoy high quality video calling today. Stream, upload, and share with Digicel's super fast LTE network. Visit our stores today and live the experience today. Digicel.
To keep it fresh, chill it. To get it hot, cook it. To keep it clean, wash it. Do all that and more with top brand appliances from Quartz. Try that recipe on a new stove. Keep those fruit bowls chilled in the latest design fridge. Get laundry done with a brand new washer and dryer combo. Purchase any Whirlpool product and get a chance to win $8,000. Shop with Quartz Ready Finance and pay nothing until June. Only at Quartz, bringing value home.
Saturday, the Karani James Athletic Stadium becomes the center of the track and field universe with local stars, superstars, and rising stars as they compete in the 3rd Grenada Invitational. Tickets are only $30, secondary stand, $40 bleachers, $60 main stand, $100, $125, and $150 finish line, and $350 VIP. Tickets at GoToFed.com, Maxey's, Venus, Grenadian Optical, Duty Free Caribbean, Gatlin, Powell, DeGrasse, Fraser Price, Chaplin, and more in exciting international track and field action.
This is what we've waited for.
World-class athletes.
The fastest men in the world.
World-class performances.
What's the clock? It's goal! Run me.
Maroon and String Band Music Festival, April 26th to the 28th. Indulge in this unique festival, which features regional and local string bands, big drum, and cultural groups. The ultimate celebration of music, rhythm, food, and dance. Carrico's heritage and traditional festival comes alive. Friday, April 26th, wetting of the ground, smoke food, and flambeau with drama by Heritage Theater at Bel Air Heritage Park. Saturday, it's Strings in the City, Tang Hillsborough. And as night falls, we move to Bel Air Heritage Park. Witness performances by Cultural Conquerors from Union Island, Malik Folk Group from Trinidad, Spiceland and Conception Dance Groups from Grenada, along with local performing groups. Dance to the band Solid from Grenada. The International Artist Show featuring the Fireman, Caperton. Caperton and the Prophecy Band live. Admission, advance tickets $60, and we close it off on Sunday with fete and performances at Paradise Beach. Sunday, $20 in advance. Carrico Maroon and String Band Festival, April 26th to the 28th. Under the theme, deeply rooted in our tradition, remaining true to our culture.
Yeah, that's right, and you would want to be there, right? Of course, you would want to be a part of that. So, folks, what we have for you right now is the National Report for today.
Detailed inspection of government buildings in need of renovation could begin by month end. Details to this story and more in the National Report. With the details to the news for Wednesday, April 10th, 2019, I am Leslie Ann Johnson. Minister for Infrastructure Development, the Honorable Gregory Bowen, says detailed inspection of government buildings that are in need of revamping and renovation could begin by the end of this month. During an interview with the Government Information Service, Minister Bowen said a committee is already in place as they prepare to deal with this matter but they will have to prioritize because of the costs that can be involved. 2 years ago, government revamped the Physical Development Authority Act, which mandates that buildings in certain areas should be at a particular standard. The act also gives the state the authority to remove buildings that are deemed a threat to life and property.
With respect to the government-owned buildings, we are embarking on a program to revamp those, renovate them, because we are renting now. Two things will happen. When we revamp our buildings, refurbish them, rehabilitate them, then we can move from the rented premises into our own buildings. And then we have buildings in certain areas that the private sector, they want to simply rent from us. So we also have these in our site, and we can repair them and rent them out to the private sector, or we can let the private sector take them as is, repair them and use them. There will be an income to the state, and at the same time we'll be making the aesthetics of our lands and our towns very beautiful.
While his ministry can point to successes in a number of areas, Health Minister the Honorable Nicholas Steele says the work has just begun because there is now need to address matters like additional staffing and an improvement of services. During the government's weekly post-cabinet briefing on Tuesday, Minister Steele said their desire to meet the needs of the public is not about the money, but more so the need to go further with the quality of service offered.
Pediatrics is one of our strongest departments nationwide, but in the general hospital in particular. And I compliment the team that's there, that department that's there. But we don't stop there just by it being our strongest department. We received equipment on Friday from the Russian Federation, and we are still going to go further to strengthen our neonatal department. We are now able to deal with premature babies who are 28 weeks, and there is a survival chance for them, which didn't exist before. But again, we're not going to stop there. We are going to further our discussions and our improvements and recognize that there's still more to do. In surgery, we have strengthened our surgical department by now having an additional neurosurgeon here in the form of Dr. Nilo from Cuba. And we have a world-class, world-renowned pediatric surgeon that's here, come to Grenada as well, to live in Grenada. But we're not going to stop there. There's still more. And that's not about the money.
Minister Steele assured that in their quest to offer better service to the public, they will address the shortage of nurses.
We recognize that because we as a people are such a friendly people, and our nurses have had a reputation of being good since the 70s, and that there is a worldwide shortage of nurses, that some of our nurses are moving on to what, in their opinion, is greener pastures. And we welcome that. So it means that while we have started our SGU training of nurses, we now have to deal with training additional nurses, because some of our nurses, in their own right, are leaving to go elsewhere, because we have our own challenges as a developing nation with salaries throughout. But it's not just about the money. We have to go further with the level of services and the quality of conditions that our nurses operate in at the general hospital as well, and in all of our healthcare, primary healthcare facilities.
This is the National Report. More news after the break.
The eyes of the world are on us more than ever. So let's take it to them. Saturday, May 4th, the Spice Mass Corporation launches Spice Mass 2019. The Caribbean's biggest summer festival. This year's launch starts with a roadshow from Ariza Copper to the National Stadium from 3 p.m. Bring out your last year's costume and join the parade. It's one big experience with a display of fancy math, traditional math, Moko Jambi, and the most envied Jab Jab. The official opening is at the National Stadium, featuring your favorite soca artists and DJs, Calypso Monarch, Steel Pan champions, and presentations of the 2019 Carnival Queen contestants, plus displays of 2019 costumes, SMC show tickets, and other attractions to be won. Saturday, May 4th, the National Stadium, the launch of Spice Mass 2019. Bring out the entire family. Log on to spicemassgrenada.com for more.
Continuing the news, the government of Grenada has announced the appointment of Ms. Dia C. Forrester as the country's new Solicitor General effective April 8, 2019. Ms. Forrester has 11 years of experience as an attorney at law, having worked in Grenada, St. Kitts and Nevis, and Anguilla. Her areas of practice include banking and finance law, commercial and civil litigation, taxation, insolvency, and intellectual property law. Ms. Forrester holds a Master of Laws degrees in International Banking and Finance Law from University College London, a Legal Education Certificate of Merit from the Hugh Wooding Law School, and a Bachelor of Laws degree with honours from the University of the West Indies Cave Hill campus. As Solicitor General, Ms. Forrester is responsible for the conduct of civil litigation involving the state, any department, ministry or agency of the state, and the supervision of senior Crown Counsel and Crown Counsel in the Attorney General's chambers. Grenada's ambassador to the United States, Ms. Yolande Smith, this week presented her credentials to U.S. President Mr. Donald Trump. In discussion with President Trump, Ambassador Smith said Grenada continues to enjoy steady progress in human and economic development. Citing the long, friendly and harmonious ties between Grenada and the United States as the platform for mutually beneficial bilateral relations, the Grenadian ambassador expressed optimism for expanded engagement between the two countries. She also conveyed Grenada's gratitude for past and ongoing U.S. assistance. Ambassador Smith said, and I quote, "As a developing country and one which sits on the shores of a vulnerable Caribbean region that is susceptible to natural disasters such as hurricanes, droughts, and climate change, Grenada continues to be grateful to its partners. Accordingly, we welcome and appreciate the U.S. Southern Command's most recent initiative to help in the building of a headquarters for our National Disaster Management Agency," unquote. Referencing a strong and productive partnership with Grenada that dates back to 1974, President Trump said the United States continues to engage Grenada and other Caribbean islands in the areas of security, diplomacy, prosperity, energy, education, and health. He gave assurances of continued engagement through the Caribbean Basin Security Initiative. He said, and I quote, "It is my hope that together we will work to facilitate trade, create favorable business and investment climates, and invest in human capital so citizens can contribute to the development of their communities," unquote. Grenada's ambassador to the United States was one of 11 diplomats who presented their credentials to the U.S. President this week. And that's the National Report. I'm Leslie Ann Johnson.
Thank you very much, Lesbian, and everyone else who were part of the production of the National Report. We appreciate that all the time, all right? So let's take a look at the weather, see what it's going to be like for tonight. Of course, we're hoping that we can get some rain. It's not as bad as it has been predicted to have been, but still, you know, we still wish we could get some more rain. I see that we have some new people on the program, people. I want to say hello to you guys, all right? And thank you for making it Mikey Live. For those of you who are on WPG10, I want to say hi to you guys, all right? So anyway, let's see what it is going to be like tonight. Of course, generically, we see that we are getting at least 83% humidity, all right, with a 13% of 13% precipitation. Tonight's minimum temperature is expected to be about 24.5 degrees Celsius. Winds east northeasterly to east southeasterly at 10 to 20 miles per hour, gusting higher at times. Tides are expected to be low at about 12:30 a.m. Now seas are moderate, waves up to 6 feet in open waters. And by the way, the weather is expected to be mostly fair, increasing in cloudiness by early morning with some light rain. Sunrise for tomorrow is expected to be about 5:59 a.m. Tomorrow's weather is expected to be partly cloudy with brief morning showers becoming mostly fair by late morning. Tomorrow's maximum temperature is expected to be about 31 degrees Celsius as the max and minimum 24.5 degrees Celsius. The winds easterly to southeasterly at 12 to 22 miles per hour, gusting higher at times. Seas is expected to be moderate with waves up to 6 feet in open waters. And the high tide is expected to be about 6:45 a.m. and low 2:15 p.m. And that's your weather focus for tonight and tomorrow. Let's say hi to some people on the program. Ezran, Jennifer, Dora, Camille, Charlene, Kirin Trix, Zaka, Angela, Crispine, Colette, Mikey, rub belly for me. Oh, please. Cynthia, Veronica, Hazel. Also, we have Nika with us, Sally's with us as well, Rita, Colette, Veron, Mishi, or Mish. No, I think that would be Mishi. Shomin, hello to you as well. All right. And Samantha, Noreen, my sister Lintona, Rose, and everyone else on the program, Danica, and everyone else on the program, man. Sharon, big up all yourself, all right? And WPG10 viewers, Asha and the crew, and Naomi, all your big up all the whole self. Khadija, I see you there as well. So we gave away $150 credit on the program tonight, and tomorrow, God's willing, we're gonna give some more, all right? And we just want to make all you feel good. We appreciate all the time, you know what I mean? So all you, bless up all yourself, all right? We'll touch base tomorrow, all right? In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We all say, Ja, no. Good night, everyone. God blessings on you and your family.